Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining our webinar on making social good a priority from a small business perspective. My name is Kirsten, and I lead growth marketing here at Liquid Donate, where we connect excess inventory and returns from retailers to nonprofits, promoting sustainability and community support.
Hey everyone, great to have you here. I'm Pete, Director of Growth at Liquid Donate. My focus is making sure that our platform isn't just a solution for excess inventory, but the best possible one, both for retailers and for the environment. We work to ensure that every product rerouted through Liquid Donate creates real impact, reducing waste and making it easier for businesses to do good without all the extra hassle. And we're excited to dive into this conversation with you all today.
Yeah, one of the biggest challenges for small business today is balancing growth with impact. Social good isn't just a nice to have, it's becoming a core part of how businesses build trust, connect with customers, create long-term value. But making it a reality can be overwhelming, especially with limited resources. So that's why we're excited to talk with someone who's doing this work firsthand. Tyler Combs is the founder and CEO of Devin Lang. Devin, oh, Tyler Combs is the founder and CEO of Devin and Lang, a brand that has woven social good into its business model from day one. Tyler, happy to have you here. Could you share a bit about your background and the mission behind Devin and Lang?
Yeah, totally. Hi there, Kristen. Hey, Pete. So excited to be on this call here with you guys today. Yeah, so my company is called Devin and Lang. We're based in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, so a little bit further north than I think some of you guys are. But we started an apparel brand back in 2019, and we like to say that we make life-changing underwear. We do both men's and women's underwear. We started off though just as a men's underwear company, and then we became a face mask company for a little while. I can't remember exactly why, but it was a bit of a thing that happened. And as time has gone on, we've gone back to our core products again, which has been underwear. We launched our women's underwear brand pretty recently as well. And of course, when I say life-changing underwear, we want to make the best products that we can that we think is going to, change your life when you put it on and wear it. But also, we as a brand really care about trying to make an impact and change other people's lives as well. So one cool thing that we do with our brand is every purchase made online, we actually, or in person, if you go to buy it at a store or something like that, we donate a pair of underwear to people in need across Canada and the US. So it's been a really cool way to grow a great brand and also give back in some ways too.
That's awesome. So tell us what inspired you to start Devin and Lang, these life-changing underwear.
Like a lot of things, I think it comes from starting to start a new business, and it comes from being upset or frustrated with what you currently have out there. My wife and I we were in Hawaii back in 2018. We went for this romantic walk down the beach at sunset, and like midway through this walk, I ripped a hole in my boxers. I started chafing. I was so uncomfortable. The moment was ruined, I'll tell you that. And I was like, why am I spending all this money on this, premium underwear that's not lasting as long as I want it to? I thought maybe there's some way that I can make this better. So I came back home with this idea in my head, and I found some really amazing designers here in Calgary, originally from Montreal, to kind of help me turn this idea into something real. It took us about a year or so of designing and iterating and constantly tweaking and adjusting until we made a product that we were really proud of. And then we were able to kind of put that into the market. And fortunately, the market seemed to dig it. So it was really cool to see how the brand has kind of grown since then.
Wow, nothing like a pain point validated by the market.
Ain't that the truth?
You're
Exactly.
not the only
I I
one.
wasn't the only one who felt this way. Exactly. It was so good to see.
How many romantic walks on the beach have been ruined by terrible underwear?
I'll tell you this, at least one, and I bet you probably even more than one. So I'm really glad that we got some comfy underwear out there now for people.
Yeah. Well, so part of it sounds like part of what you started was from your own pain points, but
Yeah,
it sounds like social good has been built into your offering since the beginning,
yeah.
and you all have done a lot of work to give back. Can you tell our audience about the Give Back program and how you guys came up with this kind of social good within the business from its start?
Totally. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you this, social good was one of those things that was uh, was something in the back of my mind at the beginning of the business. It wasn't the core thing that I was thinking about as for the brand when we started. With that being said, the give back program came very naturally into place as we kind of thought about how do we build a brand that isn't just making, a product that we care a lot about, but one that's actually making an impact on our community. And so as our give back program has been one that has evolved and changed as time has gone on, I think that we've landed in a really kind of cool space now when we thought about how do we give back in a way that is unique to our brand and in a way that we can give back that maybe other people aren't able to give back in those same sort of ways. And for us, of course, it was through apparel. Originally, we were raising money. We were trying to, donate money raised for different sorts of charities and events, which was a good way to give back. But it didn't quite feel as personal. It didn't quite feel as impactful. Versus when we started doing our give back program, where, like I mentioned, every purchase that's made, we donate a pair of underwear to people that are in need across North America, effectively. It really just felt like it kind of hit home and connected with our customers. We're able to, of course, give products that we have more stock of than we need or that isn't selling. If that's a way that we can kind of give those products back in some sort of way. Also, because we work with our manufacturers overseas, sometimes they have a lot of overstock inventory that they don't actually need. And we can get that inventory shipped to us at a really good price point. We have these relationships built up that other manufacturers or that other companies maybe don't have, and it's allowed us to give even more to our communities. So, I mean, I believe that we're probably close to donating about 60,000 pairs of underwear over the last few years to people in need. We have a goal of doing 500. Thank you, Peter. I appreciate it. We got a goal of doing 500,000 pairs in the next over a 10-year period, and we're about 2 years into this journey. So we're definitely on track to achieving that goal, and I'm hoping we can just kind of continue kind of exploding this give back program that we have.
Wow. That's incredible. I think it shows a lot about how you really build community with your audience and with the folks in the retail space as well.
Yeah.
Like, I'm curious, so I'm sure all the retailers are curious, like how do you measure success of something like this? Something that doesn't necessarily tie into profits directly, but what does that look like on the inside?
How do we measure success? I mean, like part of this motivation is intrinsic, obviously, right? Like we as a brand, it's just something that we value. I think our team really values it. It's something that like, I like the idea of being more than just a business that's looking for the bottom dollar. Obviously, that still is a very important part of being a business. You have to have a profit to be successful. But being able to try to achieve more than just looking at the bottom line, I think, or looking at that final, dollar is something that we really care about. Our team just is passionate about being able to give back in these ways as well. Obviously, when you donate, you get tax receipts. That's always a helpful thing too, which is great. And how we measure success, I think, is we measure it through growth, right? Where, our first year we had maybe 5,000 pairs donated. We bumped it up to 10,000 pairs the next year. Where we're trying to see how can we continue to scale the amount of donations that we're donating to, trying to grow our relationships with these amazing charities and organizations across North America that we can donate to as well. And I mean, like, it pays off in lots of ways, right? Like, not only do we get a tax receipt for this, we get the feeling of doing good, but it also creates a lot of brand awareness that wouldn't always exist. People see our brand and go, "Oh, that is such a cool thing that you guys are doing," right? One thing that this is a slight aside here, but I think it's maybe potentially interesting to some listeners is we have tried when we've done our donations to figure out the right way to donate in a way that doesn't make people think we're only doing our brand for a donation purpose. Like we want our donations to be an important part of our business, but not like I think about Tom's shoes, for example. Tom has done so much social good, but I really think their shoes are pretty bad. Like I do not like the quality of their shoes very much. I mean, they've done so much social good, but we wanted to still have a focus on our core product being an exceptional product that you're getting for yourself and that you yourself are getting this amazing thing. And this give back aspect is kind of that cherry on top, right? It's that piece of like, you're getting this amazing product. And by the way, because of you, you have made an impact on someone's life, in this world around you, right? And we can kind of share the message, at least for us, what we found has been super helpful or successful for us, is we've gone, not only have you getting life-changing underwear, but you are making an impact on someone else's life. And people go, oh, wow, I didn't even realize I was making a difference. That is so cool that I can buy this thing and make a difference. And that kind of cherry on top piece, to me, allows our brand to still be a brand viewed for its quality and its fun and its comfort, while also having that give back component be a noticeable part of the brand.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot of benefits to adopting socially responsible practices, especially internally. It sounds like the team
Yeah.
is really motivated and around like this kind of like effort. Can you tell us some about some of the challenges that might have come with incorporating social good into the mission?
Yeah, yeah. I wanted to jump in here, Tyler, and just kind of get into more of that, maybe the operations, some of the
Yeah, totally.
like internally to
Yes.
take on something like this that
Mhm.
is social good, but also has impact on your day-to-day operations, resource allocation, things like that.
Yeah.
To drill into some specifics there. And sorry, Kirsten, I just wanted the topic was so exciting. I just had to jump in.
Let's get into the details here. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. On the operations side, I am curious, what did your process look like before working with Liquid Donate in terms of handling your returns or excess inventory?
Yeah, well, when it comes down to returns for an underwear company, we usually don't want the underwear that's been tried on. That's something that, just from a sanitary standpoint, is not something that we were able to really deal with much. But I'll tell you, there's been lots of times we've had excess inventory, and having to try and deal with that before we had some sort of like donation systems in place were kind of annoying, right? Not only, we got a warehouse now, we got people that are counting our inventory, keeping track of everything. When you have just like, skewed little bits of inventory in different places, it takes time from just a counting standpoint, an hourly work standpoint of actually having to keep this inventory that's not moving currently anyhow, organized and in place. And it takes up real estate that we have in our warehouse and all of those things that are kind of frustrating. And then we also go, okay, what do we do with this now, right? For example, during the pandemic, of course, face masks became a very big part of our business. We probably, sold 400,000 face masks during that time, which for a company my size was pretty exceptional. And but in the end, I still had 20,000 face masks when the pandemic was done and over that really there wasn't much of a home for. We kind of was trying to figure out like, okay, what do we do with these now? Hospitals, they have their specific masks they need. I don't even know where to look. I don't know where to try and find different, different organizations that would need this. I don't want this inventory just to be sitting on my shelf, not doing anything. And I know that it's not really a product that's going to be selling for me. So anyhow, I literally had inventory sitting on shelves as high as you could, the highest shelves that they could be at. And they were sitting there for years basically, or at least a 2 year period, I think, just taking up space. Our old warehouse had that's where all the light was coming from. So it literally was blocking the light in our warehouse coming in and I just just be a constant reminder of like, what am I going to do with this sort of stuff, right? So definitely created some challenges not having some sort of like, programs in place.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. It brought me back to my warehousing days. I remember the inventory that would block out the light, that it was just kind of like, I need to find some place to put this that's not in my flow of my day to
That's right.
so understanding that option, that availability of this path for that inventory to go
Yeah.
with Liquid Donate has really helped streamline some of those operations that you had in your warehouse.
Oh, yeah.
And in terms of the excess inventory, as you have different things as your business shifts, as you might take on project like masks. Um, do you find that having something like Liquid Donate, where you know that you could at least donate and have that social good, that tax donation receipt
Mhm.
come back from that effort, does that allow you to maybe be a little bit more diverse in terms of your exploration of projects, in terms
Oh,
of
yeah.
your new initiatives, if you would?
100%. I mean, like, I want to answer your question. Let me go back to just like, the benefit of Liquid Donate was literally we were able to get onto Liquid Donate. Within a couple of weeks, we found all 20,000 masks. We found all the, Liquid Donate was able to help us find all of these different charities that we could just basically get these masks to. Obviously, we get a tax receipt for it, which is fantastic. And then we also get the benefit of, feeling great about being able to kind of give back and know that this product is being utilized by people who actually need them. So like there was just a ton of value that came from being able to utilize Liquid Donate's systems to do that. And instead of having my inventory, you're right, sit there on a shelf for 2 years, it finally left our area. I got sunlight in my warehouse again, and we were able to, find people who actually needed this. And so anyhow, to circle back though, Pete, to what you were talking about. It does give us more ability to be flexible, right? We have the ability to kind of experiment a little bit more and go, here's a new idea I have. Here's a product that I want to try and create. Let's try it out and see. And I know that if it ends up failing, at the very least, I can still, or I shouldn't say failing, but like if it doesn't connect with our customer base, maybe in the way that we thought it might. Hey, we still have ways that we can still not just throw this stuff in a landfill. We can get it to people who will be able to make use of it. And that to me is a pretty special thing that we can do.
Yeah, I think that's one benefit of having Liquid Donate, partnering with Devin and Lang, and I really feel that that is an area that can be explored in supply chain in general. How do we make our supply chains more robust? How can
Um,
we be able to flex and adapt in certain specific situations, but yet still find value from
yeah,
maybe areas that the market shifts away from?
yeah,
So really offering this alternative to products that giving that product a second life or a third life is
yeah.
what Liquid Donate's all about. So it sounds like in specifically the case with the masks, that's a great use case. I think that I personally have some experience with a clothing manufacturer as well that pivoted to masks. My trunk is
Mhm.
full with those. I had to personally find places to find them, so I understand the benefit of having Liquid Donate be able to provide that. It
Yeah,
connected me on a personal level, but I wanted to talk a little bit more about uh, the procurement impact of Liquid Donate specifically. That with donating and having your give back program, having your commitment to providing those resources to individuals that wouldn't normally be able to access those.
hmm,
With Liquid Donate having the nonprofit network, in terms of your procurement, has that changed your strategy, changed your
yeah.
program, changed your approach to how you want to further this cause and play out this give back program for the next year, 2 years, 5 years?
Well, it's definitely simplified my strategy when it comes down to the way that we want to, I mean, give back and utilize our give back program, right? The fact that I know I can, get donation underwear to charities that actually are in need of it, to me is something that is so valuable. What we were doing before, and we still are doing a little bit, but is finding, large charities who need like who will take the products that we're donating, and then hopefully they're going to find a use for it, which is a still good way to be giving back. But what I like about Liquid Donate is it connects us with the organizations that actually are in need of these products. So like I feel like at the very least with Liquid Donate, we're making an impact quicker and more impactfully maybe than we would be by just donating to like a large, like for example, in Calgary, and we still are big fans of them. The Calgary Drop-In Center is a really amazing, organization here in Calgary. They'll take any donation that we give them, and then they kind of disperse them out to different sort of networks, which is great, and it can work. But I like the idea that we can get these products directly to these charities who have a need for them immediately, and that just make an impact on just our ability to give back, I think, more efficiently and just make a greater impact on the way that we give back, which to me is pretty cool. One other cool thing is it has allowed us to be a bit more aggressive with our ordering. So like when I'm ordering inventory now, um, I'm trying to make projections for, I mean, my whole life is basically making projections these days. That's all I'm doing now as a CEO. And we've been very fortunate to see a lot of growth over the past few years. We've been doubling our sales, no joke, year over year for the past, 2 years in a row. Effectively, since we started our Give Back program, I'm not going to say it's a perfect correlation, but there's definitely some causation there for sure. Or is it the opposite? I forget which one it is, but either way, there's some causation, maybe not correlation, but like the um, that growth though has been a part of it has been we're allowing ourselves now to order a little bit more inventory than maybe we think we need to from a projection standpoint. If I beat the sales projection, amazing. I've got the inventory available to actually sell to more of these customers. And hey, you know what? If we just hit our goal, if we're a bit under, not a big deal either, because I can still get a tax break on all of the extra products I bought. I can donate it to whoever needs to be donated to, and I get that tax receipt. So I feel like I'm taking less of a loss while being able to effectively take slightly more risk, right, with my purchasing. And that risk for us so far, I mean, all business is risk, right? But like for us, that additional risk has been paying off for us, right? We've been able to kind of see this growth happening as a company. And part of that is coming from just my confidence that I can order maybe more inventory than I need to, knowing that I can get that tax break back and use that to, reinvest into other parts of the business, that are seeing more success for us.
Yeah, and Tyler, that was
I just rambled there for a while, Pete. I'm
no,
sorry
that
about
was
that.
literally exactly the benefit that I tried to like communicate to procurement professionals. That is like, hey, you can have more robust nature projections. You can lean a little bit further into the risk category in
Yeah,
terms of like where you can traditionally over purchase, and that's a big word for people in procurement. Over
a
purchasing,
scary word. Yeah.
scary word. Lock up your capital in the supply chain, and suddenly you don't have the same ability to flex and adapt. So
Yeah.
really having that confidence in that, not only your projections but also the methods to retain value for
Hmm.
thing is a benefit that is a little bit of a softer and more intangible benefit of working with Liquid Donate. So
It
thanks for
is.
that delight for sure.
Yeah, no worries.
And I did want to ask, just listening to as you speak about some of the shifts in your procurement strategies. Um, I was curious. Just 1 second, I wrote down the question, but Kirsten, if you have something you want to jump in and take a question on, I'm going to check my notes.
While
Yeah,
you're doing
no,
that, I'm gonna drink some water here. This is perfect time for me to quench my
perfect time
thirst
for a
here.
water break. Yeah, I think it's really awesome to hear that you've been able to really take more risks in this business. I think a lot of
Yeah.
folks are like a little bit can be discouraged to do it from doing that when like you're trying to make sure that you meet the needs and not have too much excess. So
Yeah.
like before, were you having to be like really precise with projections? Like was
No,
it a
you
headache?
always have to be. Everything. When you start a small business, I mean, this is just like the life of a small business entrepreneur. Every dollar matters, right? Like every cent that you spend is valuable. And I talk to a lot of small businesses and entrepreneurs who are trying to start their brands up, and a lot of them have these amazing ideas for giving back, and they want to like. This is the thing. Like, it feels like big businesses, they don't necessarily care about the giving back quite in the same way that small business owners do. Like almost every small business owner I talk to goes, I want to be able to give back. I want to be able to have an impact, be more than just, a business, right? And that is such a wonderful way to run a business. And it's a great way to be more than just a corporate, person, right? But I think the big challenge that still comes from that is they don't um, you still can't sacrifice profitability over giving back. Like that's just something that is not feasible. If you go in going, I'm going to try and give everything away, that's great, and it's a noble cause, but you still have to be able to be profitable, right? And I think about, for me, with Devon and Lang, we're going to be hopefully doing about 3 million in sales this year, which for us is a big deal. It's been amazing to see kind of our growth as time has gone on. But like the more that I can actually make as a company, the more that I can give back as well. And so for us to actually achieve our goals, we have to make sure that we're profitable as a brand as well. And that's just something that I would, give advice for to small businesses is like have giving be a part of what you're doing. Do it in a way that allows you to grow, though, because if you can grow, the amount of giving back you can actually do becomes so much more impactful. I think trying to balance all of those, dollars and cents and figure that out is it can be a really tricky thing to do. But I mean, that's what's cool about something like Liquid Donate, right? Like they've got these programs and systems in place that will kind of help you give back more easily and efficiently. And you can make an impact while actually still, growing your brand. And yeah, making that a priority is a pretty, great thing to do at the start. Make sure you're profitable first. That's what I would say. Be profitable first,
Yeah.
but make sure you keep thinking about how you can grow as a brand as well. So anyhow, I'll get off my soapbox now here about that. But
It actually had me thinking of the thing that I was thinking previously, which is, with a business like yours doing close to 3 million, you said this year possibly
yeah,
more. That's a significant amount of attention and detail to orders to go to market strategies for the work that's needed to keep track of this donation effort. That's a part of it. There's this
oh
gray
yeah,
area of how much good am I doing? How am I going to show this good that I'm doing to
hmm
not only internal stakeholders, but also external stakeholders to keep
yes.
track of those details. It has to be a little time consuming and exhausting if you're trying to do it on your own. So I'm curious if you could speak
Well,
just a little bit to that as
yeah, 100%. And I mean, like, we can be honest here, right? Like, part of the donation aspect is there's a clout aspect that comes from this, right? Like, people want to be able to know that they are supporting brands that are doing good. And at least there's definitely a subset of our market that really cares a lot about that. And we can do it because it feels good, but we can also do it because it does draw attention to your brand, that it makes you more noticeable as a brand. But tracking it and following up with all that sort of stuff is time consuming, right? There's other aspects of the company that I need to work on, and that is something that is so cool about Liquid Donate. And actually, that was one of the because there's other companies like you guys that exist, right? But one of the things that really sold me on Liquid Donate was that you guys do these kind of like impact reports for me, right? You have this ability to show what we've sold, what we've done, share that in an easy to understand and read, format that then, at the end of my year, I can go out and say, hey, here's the impact that we made, right? Here's this beautiful document that shows the impact we've made. Here's all the stats that I need that I can actually now share with our followers. And being able to kind of share that story is phenomenal for us as a brand, right? It makes a difference for the people who invest in us, makes a difference for the customers who follow us, and then it makes a difference for me too, because I get to see the impact we've made without having to write a long report on it, which is delightful for me because there's 100 other things I could be focusing on too. So yeah, that impact has been really, really valuable. The way that we can actually share the impact we've done, and Liquid Donate just makes it so easy to do.
Awesome. That's the music to my ears. And there's another part of this song that I do want to say when it comes to the tax filing and
Yes.
keeping track of all the values and the donations and the donees. That's the side that Liquid Donate is always working to make streamlined and efficient. So
Yeah.
as you get to that season, working with us in tandem to get those records and to make sure that those are accurate. That's a part of where we want to continue to support our brands as well. So
Yeah.
not
Well,
only
and for me too, sorry, Pete, don't interrupt. I'm in Canada. I'm
for,
wearing my CBC t-shirt here today. You can maybe see. But like for us being in Canada, we want to be able to make an impact all across North America. And we went, oh, where to even start? I don't even know how to deal with the US tax system right now. So like, being able to lean on you guys to be able to give more broadly across North America and have you guys deal with the taxes for us has been, so valuable for us as a Canadian brand. I know you're probably a very small subset of your user base, but it's still been very helpful though for us.
but we do have brands that are registered outside of the United States that sell into the market, and that
Hmm.
can be a subset of their difficulty with their returns and dealing with the
Yeah.
export.
Hmm.
So we do have a strong traction segment with brands such as yourself that are
Yeah.
located elsewhere, and
Well,
tackling the U.S. tax system is a part of. We're not tax experts, but we
Yes.
are happy to work with our partners to find answers with our resources.
Totally. Well, I mean, like speaking of return space, obviously, like for my brand, because underwear is one of those things once you wear it, it's no longer really there's not tons of value or interested in it. I can see though so many brands who are selling products that if they get returned, that they're not actually, that stuff instead of getting it shipped back to you and having to deal with all those sort of processes, like you guys deal with that, right? Like you have the ability to actually just get it shipped to like a charity or something like that, right? Is that what you guys do?
Yep, yep, exactly.
Yeah, that's so
We
cool.
have routing technology, and not only can we help with the warehouse inventory, but we help from the point of return as well. So
Yeah.
you hit the nail on the head there.
Oh, that's super neat. I mean, I can even imagine instances where, you got a product that has some, weird threads in it or something like that, that, it's not even sellable anymore, right? And there's not actually even value to get it shipped back to you. That could be something though, with a few threads, if there's some minor imperfections, that might not be perfect for a customer who's buying that product from you, but that would be a perfect thing to be able to give back to somebody who needs it, right? And you guys set that up, I think. So anyway, yeah, I see a ton of value in what you guys are doing. I wish my industry actually could utilize that aspect of your guys' service because I see a ton of value in it.
Yeah, I'm wondering, like, I hear you on the sanitization part. Like, we don't want
Yeah.
to we don't want to, but we just like during the fires, one of the biggest brands that was coming up was Sway,
Okay.
SUAW, or a SUAY. And
Sway. Okay.
yeah, what they do is recycle textiles. So a lot of, as I'm sure you know, fast fashion is a problem, but during the
Mhm.
fires, a lot of people were donating too many clothes. So a
Oh,
lot of
right.
our donation centers got clogged with clothes that were
Mhm.
unusable. Like a
Mhm.
lot of folks, maybe like some stain stuff. And so a lot of these donation centers forwarded them all to Sway, who are repurposing them into different things. Like they have a huge factory here in downtown LA, so they've been doing some good stuff. And I
No
think one of my
way.
dreams is for us to get involved there so that we can create this kind of disposition for folks who have items that can't be quite reused, but don't want to go to waste.
Yeah. I love that idea. I think it's a really, really cool idea. Let's
Yeah.
keep working on it. Kristen, if you find stuff out for the underwear industry, you let me know.
Oh my
Let's
gosh,
talk about
yeah. You
it.
got it. Well, I loved hearing about like the impact report. Can you share with our audience maybe some of the highlights or a little bit of tidbits about those like heartfelt feelings that might have come up when you saw the impact of the Give Back program and your work within the circular economy?
I mean, yeah, it's being able to see I mean, numbers are numbers, right? But like
Yeah.
when you really think about like what these numbers are doing in the lives of people, I think it's really quite special to see just like, here's the charity you donated to, here's what these charities are doing. Here's kind of like basically what these impact reports do is they told a story, right? They took what is a hard number, right? And they brought some meaning to it and brought some life into like what those numbers actually mean. And I think that storytelling aspect of the reporting to me is what's most impactful, right? People can see a number and go, okay, great, you donated 60,000 pairs of underwear, cool. But like when you can actually tell what that story is and go, here's the organizations, here's what they went to, here's the impact that that's truly having on real people and real lives around you. That's where I think the impact really feels real, right? Those impact reports are so helpful in really telling that story.
Yeah, really glad our person who does that, Renee, is really in touch with a lot of the organizations. Like she's our director of partnerships and circularity,
Mhm.
and every time she posts something, like they send her pictures all the time. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love seeing those kind of moments where the teachers
Absolutely.
get like a bunch of supplies for their classroom, or
Yeah.
especially for Devin and Lang, a lot of the underwear goes to folks who are unhoused, which makes a
Yeah.
big difference. And
It's huge.
yeah, it's huge. Not even just regular underwear, like which is already nice enough in itself, but actually good underwear that can
Yeah.
last a long time for folks that might not be able to purchase them as quickly as the rest of us. But
Yeah.
that's awesome. Pete, did you want to ask? Do you have any more questions, like burning questions for Tyler?
No, I think Tyler, you really covered some of the challenging benefits that Liquid Donate brings to procurement professionals that we don't always have the ability to articulate. So I just wanted to thank you for being willing to jump on and talk about those things, because it truly the benefit of working with brands such as yourself is we have those firsthand experiences hearing from you, as to how this has changed and how you have been able to think about your supply chain, your procurement strategies a little differently. So I really just wanted to send a heartfelt expression of gratitude and thankfulness to you to have you on today.
Oh, thank you, Pete. I really appreciate it. It was really fun being able to kind of share our story about, Devin and Lang. And I'm, super excited to be working alongside Liquid Donate. You guys have made such a great impact in our ability to give back. And I'm excited to continue working with you guys in the future. So thank you so much for allowing me on this call today. It was really fun.
Yeah, thank you. So what's next for Devin and Lang? Are any new exciting launches coming up?
Oh man, I got a whole bunch of new prints coming out. I don't know if I can share all of them with you guys yet, but there's a
Okay.
lot of very fun ones coming our way. I say our my May and April drops are the ones I'm most excited about this year. So keep
Ooh.
an eye out for May and April. We got new drops coming every month, lots of fun colors and prints. Our goal has always been how do we make the most comfortable underwear out there, and I think we're doing that. So if you need some comfortable underwear, check us out at Devin and Lang. You're gonna really love them.
Yeah. So how can customers find you again?
Yeah, so you can go to devinandlang.com. That's our website there, devinandlang.com. You can see all the products that we sell. We do both men's and women's underwear. It's one of those funny things where when we started the company, it was a men's focused underwear. I was there just to solve my problems. And it was back in 2021, my wife kept stealing my underwear to sleep in at night. And she was like, yeah, these are great, but I don't actually need this pouch here or anything. I said, throw an apple in there or something, you get a snack for later. She was not a fan of that. So we started making our women's underwear. And our women's underwear now has become probably 65, 70% of our business. It's all comfort focused, made from Modal, some of the softest materials out there. You can get matching his and hers prints for you and your partners. It really is some super fun products, and they're so well made. And of course, every purchase made, we donate to people in need. So it's a really cool way to give back as well.
Oh, well, thank you, Tyler. Very,
Thank
very
you
happy to have
guys.
you today.
It was so fun. Have an amazing rest of your day, guys. Thanks again.